Now, what does the conversation look like? First, you're going to tell me about your house. You're going to tell me how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, where is it located? Have you rented it before? Is this the first time? How much
What the
time?
condition is.
What condition is it in? How much time do you want to rent it out of the year? And really, a lot of it is for me to understand the owner's expectations. Are you looking for this to be an investment with a serious aggressive cash flow? Are you looking to defray your cost? Are you just looking to have a little bit of extra secondary income? What is it that you're trying to get from your home and your asset? And then we'll have a frank conversation. If you send me the address ahead of time, I will go and do comps ahead of time. I love doing that just for fun, so I'm going to do that right away. You send that to me, and I'm going to tell you, I think this is what the numbers will look like. And we have very powerful tools that allow us to give you an idea of your cash flow and what it would look like. Then I will break down the pricing structure. This is our commission. This is what we pay. This is what we charge. This is what it looks like. And if the person says, you know what, I love this. This is a fantastic idea. I will come visit the home. And I think every home has the potential to be rented as long as its state is correctly expressed to guests.
Okay.
If you have an older home, then you just say that. This is an older home with its issues.
You
As long
say
as
it's cozy.
right, it's but I'm very frank. I'll be like, this is a modern with all the best, things. And then this is an older home with, it's got its issues. And so I think every home is capable of being, well, most every home is capable of it, not every single one. But if they're functional, it works, right? And then the steps that happen after that is that we put an electric lock, we put a code lock on the door. The owner has their own code. It never changes. It's their personal code. Nobody else has it. They have it. And the guests will get a code that triggers on their check-in and then stops working at their checkout. And so every guest will automatically get a brand new code issued to them. No two guests have the same code, and it is all very tech stacked, wonderful. And then, so we put the lock, we take the pic. Well, sometimes we may require cleaning. I am a very light touch. I do not go in there and heavy handed and tell you, well, you need to renovate this house. A good cleaning is usually in order, but that's a good thing to do anyway. So we would probably suggest a good cleaning. Sometimes the carpets have to be cleaned. Sometimes they can last a couple more months. If there's anything glaringly broken, we would address it. We would handle it. If it's a light maintenance issue, I can already start in doing that, right? Like this is what I bring to the table. And then we would get a photographer and then we would get the property listed. I try to be reasonable. It has to be fully furnished. I'm going to tell you, there are certain things that have to be there. One, it has to be fully furnished. Two, it needs to have the silverware, the plates, the cups, the glasses, all of that stuff has to be there like it's a home ready to be used.
Right.
And then the other thing, this is probably the most annoying part, but it has to happen, is that you need to have enough towels, linens, sheets, and bed covers so
Right.
that you can make all of the beds at least twice. It's better 3 times.
Okay.
Because that way, when there's turnovers and when there's accidents or issues like that, the cleaners go in, they can grab the linens, they can take them away with them, put down new ones, and then bring back the clean ones next time. But that leaves a spare inside the house anyway,
Right.
if there's 3. But to be fair, that is not an expensive purchase. And also we have access to bulk purchasing. So if that's a concern, then we can help the owners find affordable ways to do that.
Okay. Great. And is that
It
part
goes
of
live.
the, yep, is that part of the onboarding, the whole the lock, the
Photos.
maintenance,
Yes.
the photos and okay.
Yep.
And then from that, then it gets listed and you're off to the races, as they say.
Absolutely. And then the owners will tell us we don't have blackout dates. We don't have maximum number of week of owner usage. The owners use it as much as they want. When they use it, they don't earn, but that's up to
Right.
them to do. We don't impose anything. So they have access to the calendar, and whenever they want to show up, they just block it off and it's their place to use.
Right. Okay. So is there anything that we missed as far as you want people to know and our conversation? Anything that I missed asking about?
No, I think this is very thorough. Thank you so much for your time. I was very excited I got to talk about it. I got to talk about pricing, which made me happy. Um, I I would encourage people who are interested to at least come talk to me. I am not a pushy, hard sell person. I only want to do this for people who want to do this. And I am very happy to talk about this. I love real estate, truly. I love vacation rentals. And as I said, for me, it was really kind of a liberation and turning point as a mom of four to be able to travel with my children and show them the world in ways that didn't make it prohibitively expensive. So I find it's a way to, it's to me, it's also a labor of love.
Right.
If somebody's just curious, I will not try to sell you. I am happy to give you answers, and I'm not going to be like, so are we making a deal today?
Right.
So I won't. I'm not a high pressure person. Well, not about that, about other things, but not
Right.
about that. And so if somebody is interested, I would encourage them, just have a conversation with me. I would love to run numbers for you. I would love to take a look at it. I will be very frank about whether I think your home is a good candidate or not. I can tell you what would work and does not work. So that's the only thing I would say is like, I really encourage people to have a conversation if this is something that they want to do.
Right. It doesn't cost anything to have a conversation, and you are opening doors for options. In
Correct.
today's economy, and any economy, really, I mean, just in general, it is good to have other options and diversify where your income is coming in general, because we just never know what's going to happen, so having a conversation with you doesn't cost them anything. It might open up some other doors and get them thinking about other things, and it may not be right now, may not be the time, and when it might be in the future, you've already had a conversation, you already started to know somebody, and if they go on their own and list and do things and stuff happens, they already know they can come back to you and say, okay, I tried this, let's go your route.
Absolutely. No, that's totally fair. I think the last thing I would say, this is a marketing ploy. I'm just going to put it out there. We do have a commission for real estate agents. So if real estate agents, actually to be fair for anyone, but usually real estate agents, but if anybody refers us a property that does in fact end up closing and that we end up signing and coming into the portfolio, we do have a referral bonus for those people. And so, I encourage you also to talk about if you know somebody else or if they're interested, I would love to talk about that. And then I would also encourage you, so if you are an owner and you say, yeah, but maybe I have my bedroom or whatever, there are ways that we can lock your bedroom.
Okay.
So for example, you could make, if it's a 5 bedroom or a 4 bedroom, maybe you say it's a 3 bedroom because one bedroom is locked off. And we would you could put a key on it, you can put a code on it that's yours. So even if you was like, well, I want to keep my space, I don't want to have to move in and out every time, that's definitely an option. So as I said, I'm flexible and
Oh,
I
that's
love
great.
doing this and I want people to talk to us about it. Absolutely.
Thank you for adding that, because that was something that people wouldn't know. They might be thinking about, but we didn't address that. So that was great that that came up.
Thank
Thank you.
you. I am so grateful that you allowed me to do this, really, and this has been so lovely, and I'm really, really grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, I am too. So, Gigi, thank you for sharing your expertise and the new business. Uh, it's not a new model, but for you, it's new, um, even with all of your experience. So, thank you for sharing that with us today. Your insights are invaluable to our listeners who might be sitting on some untapped rental potential or looking to boost their existing vacation rental income.
Absolutely. Yep.
So, for our listeners, whether you've got a property collecting dust instead of dollars, or you're already on Airbnb or VRBO and wondering if professional management could take your returns to the next level, iTrip Colorado Springs clearly offers some competitive advantage and compelling advantages. You can learn more about maximizing your property's potential at itrip.net/property management / Colorado Springs. I know that's a mouthful, but I'll put it down below so you can go ahead and just click and go there. And If you enjoyed today's local business spotlight, don't forget to subscribe to Colorado Springs Town Tidings at cos.towntidings.com, where you can be in the know on the go for all things Colorado Springs, and it's delivered right to your inbox. So thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.